Oh, morning, everyone. Okay, let's start sharing everything. I'll be perfect. Good morning, everybody. I'll share my screen in a second. Getting everything set up. Okay. On it. Yep. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, we're getting with a huge amount of people. Love to see it, that you all keep joining every morning. I'm keep going at it. Sharing my screen on YouTube too. Okay. Good morning, Bunny. Good morning, Dr. Wu. Yeah, that first part I can't read. I think that is in the first part of your name, Doctor Who. What language is that? That's very beautiful, but I can't read it yet. Okay, let's take a look where we're at, what happened, which trade we took, and how actually it played out quite nicely. Let's go over previous week. So what we took the trade from 8, John, not 7 for me. So here was pre-orb. I wanted to get to this level. I wanted to get to 22,749, and we actually missed it with 7 points. I must say that was a very beautiful read on the market. It can happen, of course. I hope some of you actually made some profit out of that one, because that was actually a quite a nice trade. Let me go to the 5 minutes for a second. See where we entered. So we entered on a long position. On this candle, I said we needed to put our stops at the lows because there was a fair value gap inside. If we took it just to that high, that high, with normal contracts without doing anything else, that was 2.7, 2.8, 3.4 we could have made. I actually only made a half hour out of that one. But a long trade, like I said before, the longer we are on in these trades, the better the execution is. So that was a trade for over from 8 to 3. So that was about 5.5 hours you could have been in this trade. So long trade, anybody that held through, love to see it. So you can see that these trades actually work. If we would have done London Orb, we would have got stopped out earlier, but we did pre-London, and actually that played out beautifully, I must say. Like I said, I got out a half hour out of that one because it came back here to our stop, or this way on this candle actually to our stop, because I said I would leave TP or SL, so I got stopped with a half hour profit. Afterwards, I took one trade out of my rulebook and I got a -2R. Then I took one more up. I will not explain that one because it's not right, because it was outside of my own trading rules. So, see, even I sometimes can happen for me. I got a little bit excited, but that's okay. I made back the whole move with the orb range upwards, and I ended on that day with a $55 positive. So almost nothing really. So I need to log the last two trades. Still, they will come in my journal by the end of the stream. Like you can see, it's still the same account what I'm in. So nothing happened. We're on almost 2K now. And I'm a week on this account now. So I believe by the end of next week or this week, we will be finished. Now, let's remove all drawings and let's take a look where we at this week. So we made all-time high. Great to see. Love to see it. Not planning on shorting anything. So I want to see higher movements. And I believe we will. All-time highs does not mean that we will see reversals. That means actually that we will see continuation. Because this is strength and we want to trade into strength. The only thing that we can see is the opening gap. So we have a small opening gap here. Okay. This is weak opening gap. So that's a very important one. They tend to always fill those up. Actually, there's still one from a very long time. That needs to get filled up too. But at this point, it looks like it just wants to continue. There's still one here that I love to see get filled up too. Weekly. So we already hit weekly high. So for new people that join the stream, welcome. By the way, I'm John. If you join the stream, it's always nice that you mute yourself if you join the stream. I've done it for you at the moment, so it's okay. But try to remember, if you join the stream, just mute yourself because I have headphones on my ears and sometimes that's very loud for me. Thank you. So now, first thought process. I believe we will just continue to rally up. There's no reason for us to go lower, actually. We have 1 hour for value gap just below us. That's maybe the only thing that I see that we could hit at this point. If we do want to go down to that opening gap, I believe that New York session will do that and not the first. Let's take a look if we have any news coming out. Okay, some smaller news do come out, but nothing actually to be thinking about. So we have a green light to go up. Opening range is almost formed. So what do I do for people that are new to the stream? I do pre-orb London session. That means I take the orb range from the 7 o'clock London time, the first 15 minutes. We set out. And then we take a trade on a 5-minute based going up or down. So if we have a breakout after the first 15 minutes, we will take it up or down. And then we watch to put our stop if we have for value gaps inside of our orb range. We always put it at the wicks is low or the wick is high. It depends on which side it wants to go. Now, for people that are new to trading on all-time highs, because this is new territory, we actually are gonna trail stop up. That means we don't have TPs because there is no territory or charting for us to go off of. So I normally take my TPs off of the chart that's already there. You can do this on two ways. One, you can use a Fibonacci tool and use the standard deviations. Oh, funny, this one has not been adjusted yet. Okay, so we take everything off. We don't need all of that. We just take one color. It's better for the mind. I will just put the minus 0.5. If you haven't done this yet, maybe you can just do this with me. It's good to know. 0.4. Come on, 0.5. I will make them all black. I prefer one color. And the minus 1. -1.5. -2. 2.5. You can go to do this with until 4, -4, something like that. That would be more than enough. -3.5. And the reason why we put a minus before it is because we take them from the low to the high, and that way we can see how high they go, of course. -4. Oh, oh yeah, background is still on. No backgrounds. Okay, just lines. So this is what we can see for targets is also that we can go up. If you want to take it easy, this is a nice way to see which targets we can go for to start taking profits from. You just draw it from the low to the top of your orb, and then you have destinations where we can see change in structure or change in movement. Second thing that we can do is that we can actually follow trends and watch when fair value gaps come, put our stops at the last liquidity draw. So this was a sweep of liquidity. We came in a fair value gap, we took liquidity, and we are now continuing higher at this point. So every time we see a 15-minute retracement and then a continuation of it, we can change our stop and move it up higher. Now, actually, we said we should not move our stops for the first 40 trades. Now, this is an exception, actually, because here you actually we are not allowed, but for trading reasons in this portion, we should, because actually we don't actually know where the market will go. It can go continuously up higher and higher for an immense of time, but we want to be able to take profit off of it too. Hope that's clear for everybody. If not, just ask. So we have a range. So this is our range that we have. We do have for value gaps inside. So we have a 5-minute here. If you don't know what a fair value gap yet is, that's from a wick to a wick, the body in between that's not got filled up by those two wicks. That's the fair value gap. Like I said, I would prefer that we go long. If we go short, I will take very fast profits. I will not go lower than this 1 hour for value gap. I will not take it to this gap. It's way too far off. Especially because of the strength. It's been in the market for so long. And I believe now people will see that they want to buy more. And the people that were shorting the market for a very long time are now gonna get bullish and will start buying markets too. So If we don't have any shorters, that means that the market can go for a very long time upwards. Oh, my stream is also down on YouTube if you want to. If somebody wants to add a stream, that would be much appreciated, or share a screen so that everybody can see. I see that my good friend is not here from last time. So if anybody can share my screen, would be much appreciated. Morning, Leon. Morning, Dano. Oh, thank you for sharing my screen so everybody can see it. I prefer that everybody stays here in the group. It's better for... If we have a breach in a minute and a bit, I will go in with a bit more than a half hour. I will not take a full. Yeah, I will go in with 3/4 of an hour. Stop will be at the low of the orb range. Or the pre-orb range. Or I need to change this. We will just enter then and let it ride and see how high we can go today. Because this could be a beautiful trade for the Monday. Oh, it depends really on how far the market. So this is now 23 points. So that means it's 23 points, 23x 2. That means that we are 64. So we can go on to 3 contracts for this. If we have a close, that was actually, actually I could not see that was a close from here what I'm watching. So I'm not counting this as a close. Okay, it was maybe a small close. Okay, let's enter. That's okay. So close 3 contracts to the low. So that's a bit more than a half hour we are at. And this account, my hours are 200. So this is a bit more than a half hour. I will want to see if we have a retracement now on this one. The reason is exactly because I could hardly see that was a close above. So if we have a retracement into one of these 2 gaps and then have a bullish reaction like this out of it, and we come above the high from here, we will add the rest of the contracts. I've seen that Nick's asked me a few questions about people asking him how I trade or where I take trades. If you are in the stream, please ask me. It's better that you ask myself, that I can respond to it. It's easier that you ask the person itself that takes the trades. I normally go over all my trades every day. Once I've taken them, the day after, I always... Oh, morning, EC. Oh, Evan. So now that we are in unknown territory, I will do the same for the start. So I will take the fib tool, also measurements to set along. One. Let's see what we can hit today. So we go up. We need to get to 2 to 2.5 standards at least to get an R out of it. So let's put it at 2.5 and see if we can trail stop further up. Okay, something's happening again on that YouTube channel. So here we will. Nice. Now here we will just follow along with the market, what gives us, and see what brings. Now we can be patient again because it will take at least for a few hours until we are here, until the market does what it needs to do. If we get a sweep from this high and it takes out, in London, it takes out our stop, I went in with a bit more than a half hour. We still have a retracement into this 1 hour for value gap. I will continue to take along again from there. We will see what happens. So we will just be patient. I definitely want to long this. Nothing on my head even says to me that we should do the opposite. Just look at how bullish this is. We came in from the opening gap. Look, those 4 hour candles, those are huge. The only thing that can do is actually, I believe New York will just do again a sweep through liquidity and then continue higher. But there's actually nothing telling us that we should not long. All the markets are very bullish at this point, so who would want to short here from this all-time high? Because I know a lot of people would love to do this. Does everybody understand why I'm longing to? Because this is also important. Actually, this is a mechanical long, but do you understand why I wanted to long? If not, please ask so I can explain why my thought processes are still in longs at this point. That does not mean that we cannot have a small retracement, but overall, I want to see continuation. Morning, Euros. Oh, Cozy, you can mute everybody. So on the left, you see playbit, then you see futures and friends, and you can actually, beside all the names, you can mute everybody yourself. So by clicking on the name, you can, or on options, the 3 dots, you go to multiple options, and then you can mute them normally. Okay, perfect. Yeah, of course, then. I want to long here because actually, okay, is anything telling you that we should short at this point? So there's nothing for me in my mind saying me that we want to short. The only reason that I want to see maybe a little retracement is for this 1 hour for value gap here, or because we still have this opening gap. Those are the only 2 reasons at this point that I would want to see maybe a little retracement. For the rest, for me, the overall trend, like you can see, this is bullish for me. So I'm just following the main trend line at this point. And it's not because we are an all-time high that we should actually see a reversal. There are people here wanting to short, I'm 100% sure. But in experience that I've seen, most of the time, we just have a continuation. Because also we had a movement, we took some liquidity here, and we here have a continuation movement. I went in with a bit discretionary because I said we still have a 1 hour for value gap just below. Otherwise, this would have been a full R. If we did not have this for value gap, or we filled up the opening gap directly, that would have been a full R here. So this is why I went in with 0.6 R. And I also said if we have a small retracement now from here to this 5 minutes and then continue further, break this high again, I will enter the rest of my R. Because then we had a retracement, took out the fair value gaps that were just in our range, and then we have a continuation of this movement. Why would you want to? Yeah, Zen, would you want to short here? If so, can you explain me why you wanted to short here? I know it's all-time high, but yeah, I've done so. Oh, you don't trade all-time high. Okay, good, fair point. So this is the first time. Yeah, I love price discovery. That means that we can actually go huge amounts. Okay, so everybody says the screens are full. Can somebody else share a screen, please? You can also watch me on you can also watch it on YouTube if you want to. The stream, I'm streaming it there too. Because I have a maximum capacity in here. Yeah, there are only so many people that can watch the screen, I know. So if you want to, I'll give you my YouTube channel that you can go watch if nobody shares it. So this should be the link. Normally YouTube comes about a few seconds after, but we're already in the trade, so anybody can actually see it. It's perfectly fine what the market is doing now. So if we watch the 15 minutes, we're just coming in this 15-minute for value gap. Nothing's happening here. We can close this up completely. So now, if we watch the 15 minutes, you can see that we actually had a fair value gap inside our orb range on a 15-minute based. So our stop needs to move a little bit to this wick. So actually our stop is now under the orb range because of this 15 minutes that has been created. So I did move my stop, people, a little bit lower to 22,873.25. It's on the screen. So anybody that didn't see it yet, I moved them a little bit lower because of this is that protected stop. And what is a protected stop for me? So it's this point. what is a protected stop for me? So if we have a fair value gap, and it should hold the 15 minutes, we should not come under the previous wick. If this one is valid to hold, this is as low as we can get. If we go through this wick from the previous candle, that means that we will continue lower to the next gap, of course. But now again, if we see we had a nice 15 bullish momentum, we came up, we tapped it, and now we have that continuation movement that I would love to see. I'll zoom out a bit. So actually everything is still working out fine. For people that already have traded a pre-London session, you know that this can take a few hours. So I'm here for 2 hours streaming every morning, helping you ask questions. If you have questions for me, go ahead, ask them. I would love to help you all out to get profitable a lot sooner than I was in the beginning. I'm trading trades live with you every day until we all get funded and make some payouts, of course. That's the main goal. That's the end goal, actually. The main goal for us is just to follow one strategy, no matter what, constantly. That's our main goal as a trader. So try not to make anything fancy or something like that. Just try to follow. No, you must follow 1 or 2 maximum strategies and implement them constantly. No hesitations, no doubts, just by doing it. If you use Nix's code on this bulenox accounts, they only cost like $29. So it's a free educational part by just entering one strategy. Somebody have even asked me this again. So if he is in the stream, the person that sent me last night a message, I'll share the documents one more time here in the group. I said I would, so I'll copy it. So this is that document, how I trade this. I trade Huggies, I also trade ILMs. But this is pre-range, so an ILM is needed to take time-based liquidity. And actually, we don't have time-based liquidity now. We will have that in about 25 minutes from now. So in about 25 minutes, if we sweep this high, we have time-based liquidity that's been taken out, and then we have a continuation, of course. Now we can have a change in direction. If I do ILMs, I do it a bit different than it's explained. So I want to see a 15-minute change in delivery and then a retracement into that on a 5-minute base, and there I take my ILMs off. I know that was a bit fast. Maybe I'll explain it for a second. If I take my last trade journal. Not sure, can you all see this, my trade journal? Yeah, okay, great. So this was actually an ILM that I took. So this was actually a pre-orb that we took up. It failed. I believe this was the candle of the orb. This one, it failed. We came up. It got rejected. This was a 9 o'clock. So this was a time-based sweep from the previous pre-orb range. So we came down. That was a 15-minute change in delivery here, this one. In that 15 minutes, I was looking for a 5-minute fair value gap. I waited for the retracement to take it, and then I had the continuation move further downwards. Where did I take it to? That was this small fair value gap. I would have taken profit if I saw it come back up. but I wanted to see if it would hit this part. Actually, it did by, I believe, 2 points. And it went into the fair value gap, and then it started moving the other direction. So this is actually how I take ILMs, or change in delivery states. I want to see a 15-minute change of statement. Why was this a 15-minute change? Because it was bigger than all these candles, so it swept them. Then I saw a movement, and in this 15-minute change of delivery, I wanted to see if there was a 5-minute fair value gap inside. I took it on that based. This is why I entered here somewhere, because that was the top of the fair value gap, but we hit the stop will be then the previous Wix high of that 5-minute fair value gap. And then we took it down. That was off stream, by the way. I did not stream that live. This is how I take ILMs. It takes a bit more time, so you cannot immediately. Can you show the 5 minute? Of course. That was what day? The 24th. We will just let this trade do its thing. 24th. Yeah, that was it. So this was that 15-minute candle I was talking about that we had change in delivery state. So I'll mark them out. Take my 5 minutes for a second. Need to find this one back. Here it is. That was that 5 minute for value gap that we had inside. And you can choose where you take it, actually. If you want to take it at the beginning, the center, or the end. I was just cautious on this one. So I wanted to take it. I took it all the way on the top. I took it at the top of that value gap. And my stop was placed at the previous Twickenham high. So if this fair value gap should hold, that should be your stop. And I targeted. There was here a 15-minute for value gap inside. So that was that wick. And it actually got tagged very closely to it. So that was that trade I took. So when I had changed delivery in a 15 minutes, I saw, okay, we were continuing. I could not jump in this trade. I just waited until the retracement came, and then we continued lower. So let's see what this trade will bring us. So next 4 minutes, we will see if the market wants to continue up higher first, yes or no. I hope you all entered with the same discretion there as I did. It's only a half hour, people. It's a trade. Like I said, if I see a movement go the way I want it to go, so if we do now in the next 3 minutes, see this candle retrace back up and continue higher, that's where we're gonna add to the trade. So we will take a full R then. This is how we can keep our losses, or not profits, very low. And if we do have a continuation higher, it continues to the movement that we want to see it go, we can add to that winning position. So we only risk a half hour. If we should see the trade go correctly, we can add a full position. So we're then more confident that this trade will go correctly. If a trade does not go correctly, the great thing about this is we only sit here for about 40 minutes maximum. So we now came in at last. 5 minutes for value gap here. I believe there's still a 1 minute down here too. No, not in this range. This one there is. Just a bit lower. Oh, the trade from last week was so close that we came to our TP. So now in the next minute and a half, I do want to see this body of the candle retrace a higher again. Because the last minute to 2 minutes actually will show you the direction that this candle wants to go. If it does not retrace at all and it keeps pushing, I will decrease some contracts. It will save us maybe 11 points on 2 contracts. That's $40 that it saves us, so we only get a half our maximum loss. Not profit, sorry for my vocabulary. Because this is too strong push, I want to see it now move up higher. If we do not, I will decrease 2 contracts. I need to leave my stop where it is, so I can't decrease all of them. I don't even think I will be able to. That's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look, I'll be honest. This does not look that great at this point. We're still in the last for value gap. If you want, you can take 2 off. I'll just leave it. If you want, you can take 2 off here. Would be a wise decision. If you need capital reservements, make sure that you keep your profits or your losses or your not wins even lower. It can save you what, $30 or something like that. But if you do that every trade, $30, that means in 5 trades you can trade 1 more. So it's not because it's less now that it can be less in the long run. I'll just keep it like it is. For Mondays, this will probably be a short trade. Looks like it wants to go lower. We just let it do its thing. Right. So if you yeah, we're all-time high. I went on longs correctly. Yeah, so this is why I take ILMs and retests. Hey John, I haven't took the trade simply because there are no targets which I could target because we are new all-time highs. Yeah, so that's just what I said a second ago, euros. So I target it now with Fibonacci's. So what you do, you take your Fibonacci tool, you just put the high and the low inside, and we are now targeting 2.5 to 2 to 2.5. Anything in between here would be a nice measurement. That's a bit more than a 1R profit. So if we're buying the tops, we're buying into strength, people. So it's not that the market wants to show its hand and wants to go short at this point. You can see dailies. We are pushing, huge amount of power. Weeks, you can see how big these candles are. Can I take a month? Can I see something in a month? Look how beautiful this monthly candle still is. And it's the last day, so it should reduce everything. I don't believe so. So it's a big possibility that we continue. The only thing I didn't like about this trade, like I said, we have a 1 hour for value gap just below, and we still have that opening gap. Those were the only two things that actually made me take only a half hour into this trade. Otherwise, I would have put a full hour in this trade. I love trading all-time highs. I love seeing it go higher. So why do I say we're going to go higher? First of all, if we are an all-time high, people that were shorting the market are now changing their bias at this point, and they actually want to buy here. So if people want to buy here, we're just buying their strength also. And if the previous markets are already buying and all the other ones are doing it too, so now we don't have shorters anymore. So to seeing a short here would be very strange for me. This is why I actually love seeing continuation movements like this. I'm just following the trend at this point. Nothing in this complete trend is showing us that it wants to go not up. Everything is showing us a reason to go long. So I'm just following the major trend at this point. I know we swept all-time high, but does not mean that we cannot have a nice continuation. But I understand it's the first time you're trading all-time high. Perfectly fine. Let it go, see what happens. It's really is utterly funny. All the trades I took along in the last months were the ones I got. Statistically speaking, I am not. Yeah, it can happen, Andrea. But like I said, I take them all. So I take the profits with the not profits, and you see, my not profits are very low. But if once we do take a gainings, we can make up for 3 trades directly. So if we take 130 knots and we take 240, that means that we can take almost 2 trades, and we are still at a positive now. With this one, we should actually not be completely in positive, but I said if we go above this high again, I'll enter a full R, then I'm 100% sure we will continue. And about next 8 minutes, we will see if London decides to continue the move up higher, yes or no. That will be the decision that we'll make for us. But I understand that sometimes it's not easy to take all of them if they're went too not positive, and then you see one go positive and you said, oh my, I missed it again, and I took one positive again, one not. So you consider this trade a 3-star? For an orb range, the pre-orb range, I consider this always a 5 because I keep doing the same trades over and over again. I actually don't look at how it looks. I actually just take them. So I take them very mechanically. Everybody that's been here has seen it me do every day, except of one day because that was very close to our targets, to our profit range. That was the only time I didn't take it, and actually it went another 50, 60 points up, so it was still a good trade to take. So in this way, you actually can't say in front of it if it will go good or bad or not good. For me, it actually believe it will just continue. Everything looks bullish at this point. We came, we swept, we continued. We came, we swept, we continued. We do constantly the same. So we come up, we sweep for value gap, we continue higher. So for me, this looks still that we want to go up higher. Well, the next 6 minutes will definitely show us its hand. If it wants to go up, it will continue in the next with the opening price of London. If it does not, that will be the end of the trade for us. I will take a look if I can find then anything new to enter, of course. I am the people he's talking about. If you want to enter, you can. Just enter with a bit discretion. No, I don't use any tools for this. It's just a plan, a strategy, and I continuously following it. That's all. I'm not doing ILMs or anything. I'm just doing continuation movements. And like I said before, it was a wise decision here to take 2 off. If you wanted to save some capital, I said it multiple times. If you didn't hear it, that means that you didn't listen completely good. I said I would just leave it, but it was perfectly fine to take 2 off. This will be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That will be a loss for us today. It's okay. That was a stop. That was a wick, actually. That's the only thing I also was a bit F off. Okay. It's okay. It's just a trade, people. We followed the plan. That's the only thing that matters. Copying trade. That was minus today, of course, 123. So there needs to be one trade in here still. With the 30th today, 30th, we took a long. It's minus 0. $123 divided by 200. That's 0.65, 0.165. Where is that dot? Oh, here it is. So, pre-orb, long, all-time high. Do know, people, this is just a strategy like another. It has X amount of times it wins, X amount of times it does not win. That's perfectly fine. So we entered at 11:15 and we got stopped at 11:55. So that was actually still the 29th. $11.25. I actually still believe that we will go up. We just were unlucky that it was one more FVG under us. Right here. Let's watch what London Open does. So 1 minute till open. Did I miss something? This was actually a good trade. We followed all the rule plans. Everything was done correctly. So this is actually how I got profitable also, people, because I followed rules in trading, not because I do it out of thinking mind. I actually have a plan, and this is how I get consistency in my trading. See what London wants to do. Oh, and do also have a max loss limit in your trading account. So say that you have 2 hour max loss or 1.5. Keep to that strategy too. This is also how it prevents you from taking trades that are not necessary to take. So I got about 2 hour max loss in a day. So if I get to that point, I have to stop trading for that day. That means that the market was undecided or did something I did not expect. Can happen. It's been a while since this happened, but it still can happen. So if we see a tap into this 1 hour for value gap, I want to see how we react off of it. And this will be the last trade that I will take in the morning sessions. I only take 2 maximum. Most of the times only 1. The less trades you take, the better you get in trading. You don't want to be taking 100 trades. Taking 1 to max 3 trades a day is more than enough. You get very profitable. So if I do take another trade, the max that I will enter is 0.5. I will not enter anything more than that. Mm-hmm. So you can see we had a 15-minute. Actually, this one now shows me we have a change in state of delivery. This one actually did not do that completely. Now we tapped that 1 hour. I want to see how we react here. We can't fill it up completely, of course. This is the only reason that I also said that there was a chance that we could tap this to take out some part of liquidity and then continue higher. Because still at this point, we did not see any time-based liquidity being taken. Because this is for me still Asia. This is London for me. So for a good ILM to have, we need some form of time-based liquidity being taken. And we actually did not. So I could not enter any of these trades anyways. The only thing I still see is that if we have a sharp reaction off of this 15-minute back up, that I would want to take a long out of this FE 1 hour for value gap that we're in. If I do see it continue lower, the only thing that we can short to is this opening gap. That's all. I've seen you draw an all-time high, Kush, but your all-time high is not 100% correct, I believe. This was all-time high. Yeah, now of course it's a bit higher, but this is actually all-time high. This was all-time high. So most of the times, if we have a change in movement, and we go to all-time high from previous time, from here, we should immediately see that rejection. And actually, we did not. We saw a huge candle and a 4-hour move. We came above. Now we're just cleaning off this opening gap that we have, and that we can still have a continuation. As long as this 4-hour does not completely take the previous one, for me, we're still bullish. So we're 10 minutes in opening. The next 4 minutes will definitely say something to us, or to me anyways. See what gives. If you have from London orb a movement down, I'll short the two, so we can then short to this opening gap. We still have almost 100 points, so perfectly fine to make everything back that we just gave to the market. I never triggered to a bias, but I did prefer longs today. So for anybody that is not trading at this point and held until we are entering a new trade, congratulations. Because this is the less easiest part of all. Once you did not make a win and then directly want to trade again, that's where most people get in a loop where they want to continuously keep trading over and over again to get back what they gave to the market. This is actually, if you are doing this, I would say that you did not follow a plan at all, and that you actually need to lay that plan in front of your screen while you're trading, so that you can see which plan that you are following. My rules say that I cannot trade for the next 15 minutes. So I am waiting, and I got stopped here. So I'm now waiting at least until this 15-minute opening range is finished. Then I will wait another 5 minutes until I see if we have a continuation lower or that we have a continuation up. So the only thing that actually makes you a good trader is that you have a plan and follow it 100%. That is how you get profitable. You can backtest any strategy on TradeSeller if you want to. Use the code Casper 2024. You get a month for free. Test your own strategy. Make sure that your mind sees it, that it works, and then just continuously implementing it. Somebody asked. Very good. If you followed your plan, that's the only thing that you have to do. So if you follow a plan and you are 100% following your own rules, so everybody should have their own rules, of course. I can explain your mine, but they will never be 100% the same, mine and yours. Never. You can all be very good traders, but that doesn't mean that we will see the same things, but we will never enter all the same at the same time. So this is actually the opening orb range. So for people that do the orb range from London itself, this is actually that range now. So now we have a 15-minute range of the opening of London. The first 15 minutes in this hourly actually looks like it wants to go lower and wants to take out this for value gap. So if we have a chance, I will definitely follow along. And that will be the last trade I will take in the morning session. I would prefer actually that we got up here again and then continue to move. But if we directly move lower, I'm 100% fine with following that too. I will not enter more than a half hour to follow my plans too. So then I still have 1 hour left for the afternoon session. The one thing I don't like about shorting this market is that it's actually against the main bias. So we all know that this is a 1 hour for value gap now. I'll take this one off the screen. I prefer to trade on a clean chart. 27 point stop. 27 x2. That's 54. So that means 2 contracts at max that we can use. So if we short this, I will not take more than 2 contracts. Okay. So now we actually came into that 1 hour for value gap. We came into a 15-minute for value gap now too. Now let's see how we react off of this. So this is actually a good time to. Now you can use actually reading price. So reading price means that you actually read the candles while they are forming. Because first of all, I wanted to see it go up. Now what did we do? Here we had a huge 15-minute go down. We came through everything, and actually we came into a 1 hour for value gap. So those 1 hours are very strong to what the market can react to. Now we need to zoom in and watch if we create new fair value gaps out of this tab. If we do create a new fair value gap in a bullish structure, so now we have a 1 minute fair value gap moving up. So now I want to see how the next candles are created. So say that we have now a next 1 minute fair value gap creating after here, and we're moving further up. I would prefer to long than short, because my overall idea was that we could came down to that 1 hour to have a bullish reaction to the upside. If we now invert this 1 minute sort of value gap and go back to the lows, that means that we definitely will go lower. Here we have the same. So we have now a 1 minute for value gap just above us. I want to see if we get inversion now. So say that we invert it and go all the way back, at least to this high. That means that we actually now have a bullish structure, or still a continuation of that bullish structure. Now we just were unlucky this morning, that's all. Can happen. So here's that tap of the 1 minute. So now again, we can see we created the bullish structure. We came in it. We came in an extra for value gap now. Now we tap those lusts. So now here I want to see how we react. If we do continue up higher, I definitely will follow that. I prefer to follow that one. So then you can see now also how strong that 1 hour for value gap was. The market just needed a bit more liquidity to move its way. Do you understand what I see now? So did you understand this? So when we came into the 1 hour, we actually formed an extra for value gap. We entered, we had a retracement into liquidity. We had a continuation. Now I want to see this one actually retrace into that gap or have a complete continuation. Can you all see this? Because this is also very important to see. This is the only time that I actually use a 1 minute. If this 5 minute closes in the next 5 minutes, it closes below, we will need a short. If it does not, and it actually closes back to the upside, I'm perfectly fine taking a long again too. The reason why, if the next 5 minutes, and not in this one, in this 5 minutes, if now it closes below, that means that we filled up that 15 minutes. We came back to that smaller for value gap and we had a continuation movement lower. Even if we already made some bullish structure up. So this is then the retracement of the continuation of this moment. Let the market do its thing a bit. Let it show its hand before we enter anything. Like I said, it will not be more than a half hour, so that will be 2 contracts at max. If I short this, nothing more. We will see in the next 3 minutes if we have a break to the downside. Volgens mij is het ontkeken. Zo ver is slapend van. Yeah, indeed. First was pre-orb. Normally I don't pray London's orb. No, I don't do pre-orb for New York session. Because if we do pre-orb for New York session, we actually need to have our stops very wide. They actually move a lot more points in New York session than they do in London based or pre-London based. So now we have a stop from 20 points actually. If we have a stop for 50 points in London session, that's even in New York session, that's even a small stop. If it does not show us its hand in the next 15 minutes, I probably will not take another trade. Then it was a not win for this morning session, and we go up to the next day, of course. See it as it's only a trade. Tomorrow, another day. No, this afternoon, another day, even if you are living in European time zone, of course. Otherwise, this could be night for you too. If you don't close below within the next 15 seconds, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Need to go to the bathroom. So that was no close. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So I actually had a great idea last weekend. So this weekend, I actually wanted to start educating people one by one, but I will change my idea actually, and I want to start educating a lot more together. So if people are interested in it, it will be for free. I wanted to it on my channel, or maybe in here if I'm allowed to do it in here. I want to make people actually profitable in less than 12 weeks. And I will go twice a week online to educate you on what I find that actually is necessary to learn in trading. This will be in a course of almost 12 weeks. It will stay online on YouTube. It will not go off. It will just stay there for the reason why I want to do this is actually I want to make sure that people are able to trade by themselves and don't need anyone anymore. If somebody finds this interesting and joining, I'm not sure which date yet, so I'll probably start from this week or next week with doing this and continuously doing this for the next 12 weeks in a row until you are profitable. And then I want to see actually if I could succeed in this, yes or no, to make people see if they follow rules, of course, if they can get there in time, in a time based of 12 weeks. So that means almost in 3 months. I believe it's possible to do sooner. I will still do these live trades, of course, here in Discord, but that's beside of it, because you can learn a strategy or two and just be done with it. But if you can't see where liquidity is, what the fair value gap is, what a few things that you need to know are, I believe you will succeed less fast. So you will succeed at the end part by just listening to Ty and all the others, how they trade and what they see in the market and how they actually see liquidity, because that's the most important thing. Like I said, I did not ask yet if I can do it here in Discord, but actually I prefer to do it on my channel. It will be recorded, so anybody that wants to watch it, rewatch it, it's all possible. So you don't need to be there live. But if you're interested, I will let all of you know tomorrow which time and date. I will start. This way I'm not stuck on taking my time for one person at a time. This way I'm more for all of you together. And if I can succeed for at least, say that we are here now with, how many are in the stream now? Okay, so I believe we are at more than 40 people here. So if I can get 10 to 20% from all of you to already be profitable, that would be amazing. And I know this strategy works. I know a few will be able to do it. A few will not always be able to do it because they need to be able to control a few other parts. That means emotions, trading strategies. That means keeping to a plan. And always be honest. If it didn't work out, be honest to yourself. Be correct that you maybe took a trade out of the book, like I did Friday. It happens. It still happens to me too. But you need to be honest to yourself, and definitely be very strict to it. Then afterwards, from why did I do it? What happened? Did I eat something? Did I drink something? Was I not happy? What was there a reason behind it? If not, why did you do it? So that you can find out why you did it, so that you can actually leave it alone again, that you don't repeat that, so that you actually repeat the good parts, and that is actually just following the plan. But I believe I almost have everything ready for this kind of education, and I can do 2 to 3 lessons a week for the next 12 weeks. And I want to see if I can actually succeed to all of you to get it be profitable, to at least get one funded out of that. If you can get one funded, that means, of course, in the next month, you will perfectly be able to take money out of the funded. If I'm able to do it here, I would. I will. If I'm not, it will definitely be recorded on my channel. So anybody that has or is signed to my channel, you will definitely see the information soon on it. So we're actually stuck on this all-time high now. See, we actually came down on that 1 hour for value gap, and we're still here in 21 minutes later. And it's the reason why this is so strong is actually because I still believe we will go up higher. The strength is not moving lower. They just wanted to, the market maker just want to take out some liquidity because they need it to continue higher. They need those orders. And actually, we were one of them today. That can happen. So ik had about, we got about the next 6 minutes. If we don't have any direction, I will not take another trade, like I said. Then it maybe is a bit undecided because if we zoom out a bit, you can see that we had a range formed. So we were trading sideways. We took highs. Now we took the low of that liquidity, and normally we should have a continuation higher. This is how they sweep liquidity. So they prefer to sweep the part where they want to go first, then the other part, so that both of the people are triggered in, and then to continue the move what they want to do. So then they have the sellers that were up here that want to sell. Then they had the buyers also that wanted to long directly off of this high, and then continuation movement. Well, this is actually how I learned it the first time when I saw this. Yeah, it's for free to start. I wanna be not sure if it will be. I can join for 3 weeks. You will be able to join on my channel. So if you have my channel, you can just follow along. Yeah. Okay. Trading motivation. I will. Thank you. So you can all do it for free for me for the start. You guys will be my let me say it like this. If I succeed with a few of you, and then afterwards maybe charge something for it, I'm then 100% confident that I can charge something for it. And you will be my reviews then. So you will be the ones that can show me that I can do it, and you will also be the ones that show other people that it's profitable to do it. This is why I want to do it for free at the beginning also, and I want to show you without any charge that you can do it. So if you have my YouTube channel, you will be all be able to see it there, so you don't need to be anywhere. I'm not the one that wants to charge from the start off in. I'm the one that wants to show, or still needs to show a lot of you, because I know a lot of you are new here, that they don't even know me. If you are been following me for a month now, a month and a half, hope it will be an end-to-end teaching with all tips to be profitable. Technical perspective, nice. Yeah, that's exactly what it will be. So it will be some technical parts, some. I will only teach you what actually is needed to be taught. So I will not not over learn new people because I know how much the brain likes to know everything. It will go over some candles. It will be over where liquidity is, where I see liquidity. Um, then I will give you your own strategy. So you can then now DM me for asking that strategy. And I will make it to your own hand. So you just have the choice then to pick one. I will create two or three, and you will have to pick one out of those that fits you and then implement it continuously without any doubt, without any stops. We're just doing it and not going out of your trade rules. If you do go out of your trade rules, you will be accountable. My wife will be the one that helps with this for me. She's very good at mindset. She's sitting beside me, by the way. If you're on my YouTube channel, you can actually see her. She will be joining us also in London at the 12th. So if you want to see me, you can see me live in London. I will join Playbit's meetup. Would love to meet you all too live one time. That would be always amazing. And this way, she will be your accountability partner. So she will make sure that you follow your own rules. If you did not, you will have to talk to her. She is. I'm the teacher, but she is the one that has the whip in her hand that actually makes sure that you do what you have to do. And she's nice. She's very open-hearted, but she's very strict, and that's very much needed in this world because I know that our brain likes to make it sometimes complicated. Well, it actually is not. The reason why people are not profitable is because they are not easy to follow plan. That's all. And if we can follow a plan, I'm 100% sure that actually most of you would already be profitable. It's like putting up a closet. If you went ever to IKEA and you bought a closet and you start putting stuff together without watching that plan, I'm 100% sure that you can restart it. So this also happens to traders. So they start following a plan, and after a while, if they're trading and they took a not profitable trade, they don't follow the plan anymore. I don't know why, but I had the same at the beginning when I was start trading, and I want to prevent that from happening to anybody else. So I want to combine my 5 years experience into a smaller course than it's actually needed. And also the money management is very important so that you can protect your capital at all costs so that you actually get very easy. If you want to do 1 minute entry, of course. I used to scalp myself. I stopped it because it was way too much energy consuming. So it took way too much energy, and I had to watch too many screens, and I don't like to sit behind the screen all day. Actually, when we were trading London, me and my wife together, we just would enter the trade, and she would actually go make the bread already. So we make our own bread, and she was actually okay. We took the trade, we put in our profits, we put in our stops, and she's gone. She came back an hour or two later, and she saw, okay, we made profit, or we did not. So by letting go of our trades, we were a lot easier profitable because we could not see the market trick our brain into thinking something else would happen. And I also want to hear from you guys. You can send me DM if you don't want to send it in chat. what kind of things you actually think you need to learn to become profitable? Or what do you feel that you are missing to become profitable at this point? So mistakes that you make, or anxieties that you have, or fears that you have, anything that comes up, just send me it. I will be able to reply to it to get you out of that state of mind, to let you feel comfortable and actually comfort in taking trades. That's a nice one. Yeah, liquidity. Yeah, that's something that's easy being taught. You just go to the higher time frames, and I can show you that in a second, which are the draws of liquidity. And during down periods, and even when following to the plan exactly. This is one that is not easy to overcome, but it's actually one that we all have to overcome. I think my wife can answer that one, how she done it. Don't, oh yeah, I think I know this one immediately too. So if you want to endure down periods even and when following the plan exactly, is don't look at the outcome and never look at the previous outcome. So see it as playing a game. So if you ever played a game like Call of Duty or anything else in a shooting ranging game, if you haven't, maybe a car racing game is also good for it. If you have not played games yet, let me know. Then I give you another example. Say that you play Call of Duty for the first time, or Counter Strike, or any other shooter game that you played, and you got shot down. Would you hesitate to re-enter the game and try it again? Or do you never think about, okay, I got shot down, yeah, now it will never work again? Or do you actually just restart it and don't even think about that you got shot and just move continuously over and over again? For me, actually, if I played the game, um, I never thought that I was gonna get shot down again directly. I would just continue the movement and play the game continuously without even thinking that I got shot down. So it's the same with trading. So what does our brain wants us to do is it wants to trigger us into believing that the previous trade will be this trade too. So this is something our brain wants to trick us for. And it's something that you need to acknowledge that is always going to be there, but you need to overcome it by letting go of that feeling. The only reason that you can let go of that feeling is by logging your trades, all of them, and seeing the outcome at the end result. This is a way that you can actually overcome this by seeing people repeatedly take the same trades over and over again and see their outcome in a longer period of time without looking at the outcome of the now trade. So that means not the previous one, not the now trade, not the next one. So actually see them all independent from each other and just let the trade do its thing. Because look, if we now in the next 8 minutes go all the way back up and go to all-time high, that meant that actually our trade was correct. We just were unlucky that it wanted to go first to that 1 hour value gap that was just below us. What I actually halfway expected already. That does not mean that I did not execute my plan, because actually I felt great because this was a nice 15-minute candle and I was believing 100% sure that this would continue. So if we come back tomorrow, I will have to repeat that over and over again. This is why a highly effective people, so people that are making millions, are able to trade, because they don't look at the outcome. They look at not a trade by trade. They look at the longer period of outcomes. They know if they test the strategy and it works, they will just be implementing it constantly without thinking they need to make money now. The end result is that they will make money. The good thing for them is that they have more than enough to spare, so they don't need to watch the outcome directly. But this is how they actually think. So they just don't watch what will happen in the next one trade. They just watch what happens in the next 50 to 100 trades. And if they see that they are profitable in 50 trades or in 100 trades, oh, they'll be happy. This is actually why I urged you all to start trading without moving stops or TPs, so that you can trade a longer periods of times with the same capital and see if you don't move stops nor TPs, what the outcome is in 40 trades. I know the outcome already, but it's important that your brain knows it. And this is also a way to overcome that feeling of drawdown. Okay, perfect. Happy to explain that. What I miss is it's to correctly and divide the doll when many seems possible, like previous day high, above, London low, below. Can you repeat that one, Zen? What I miss is to correctly identify the doll when many seems possible, like previous day high, above.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Zen.
Okay, great. So, let's say we are right now in the current price action,
Mm-hmm.
and we are like in the middle of a range. And we seem to, and we have two draws on liquidity, one above and one below.
Mm-hmm.
Above we have previous day high, below we have London low. I
Okay.
am struggling to find out which one will be the target to go through it, for example. I know we use ILMs after the liquidity is already taken,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm missing this part
Okay.
to take a trade in the road to the liquidity.
Okay. So if I would say now directly, I would say that we came into this 1 hour for value gap and that we still have a continuation of the movement that we are doing. So what are we doing at this point? If we zoom out, we see that we are going higher. You can see in a straight line that we actually are moving upwards. So if we then did not sweep any time-based liquidity, so we did not sweep the time-based from previous hours. So this was actually for me still Asia. So for me, 3 o'clock is only London part. Anything in front goes for me to the previous session. I know some people take it a bit different. This is how I see it. If we come in then into a 1 hour for value gap, for me, this is the draw of the liquidity to continue the move that we are actually doing. As long as we did not take, for me, Asia high, that is for me the draw at this point. Unless if this hourly should close under this wick, then we have an hourly change of state of delivery. That means that we actually came back down. We inverted a 1 hour for value gap. And we took the protected low. That means that we then have a continuation lower. Then we should start looking for shorting. Anything before that hourly, I would now recommend to continue moving further upwards. But it also depends on what time base we are. If you see a price action moving like this and it's just doing range market, stay off of it. It
Exactly.
yeah, just stay off of it. So we can see we came into that hourly. We came into a 15-minute for value gap. We tapped it and we now have moving higher movement. We are now also ranging. So as long as we are ranging and we are not breaking out of any form with a strong push, I would stay off this market. Like I said, I will not touch it anymore because we passed a quarter before 10 and actually we did not break the London's orb yet and we are still moving inside of this. This is why I won't take a trade because actually I would be going outside my trading plan. So if you make a trading plan, you can choose if you want to do ILMs. You need to wait until we have a time-based sweep liquidity. Otherwise, you cannot take an ILM. And otherwise, like if you take the orb range, you are based on that orb range. You need to wait until we have a 5-minute closure on either side outside of it. And as long as we don't have that one, you just don't trade. You just need to be patient. And if you can't see that one yet, that's okay. Just give it time. You will be able to see it. So if you can already see where liquidity is, so if you know where the time-based liquidity are, draw those to previous day high, previous day low, previous day week high, week low, and those are the main draws of liquidity that we have. If you can see those already standing there and you're ranging inside of it, in the middle of both of the liquidities, and you do not know which part to take, zoom out and watch what the higher time frame says. So the higher time frame for me says that we want to go up. Then follow that trend. So anytime you see a sweep then of a 1 hour per value gap and you have a bullish structure out of it, just follow that trend if you want to trade then. But make sure that it also follows then into your trading plan, because now we did not sweep anything. We just came into a 1 hour for value gap. And if we have a continuation, that's okay. But actually, we are not allowed to trade this 1 hour because this is outside of my plan. Even if this is a bullish structure, this is outside of my plans. So I am not allowed to trade this because this does not fit into my plans. So my two plans are, or there needs to be a time-based sweep of liquidity to take an ILM, and that did not happen. If this 9 o'clock swept here and then made this 15-minute movement down, I would have looked inside that one for a 5-minute for value gap. That would be this one. I would have entered. I would have put my stop at the high, and I want to short low to go lower. Where would I take it then? I would take it to this 1 hour for value gap that's down here, or even that gap. But because we did not sweep that high, I am not allowed to take. There are at least 2 to 5 great setups a day. So you don't need to, you just need to be very patient. That's all. In trading, the more that you can be patient, sitting behind the charts, doing nothing, is actually a great thing. And if you do want to trade and you want to see if it works and you have a plan that you're following, so say that you are bullish and you actually have a plan that says every time we tap into a higher time frame for value gap and I enter the trade constantly without hesitating, so every time, that means that we do this. So you could have taken a long stop at the low of that 1 hour for value gap. So that's actually the previous wick should be great. So that's this one, targeting at least a high. So that would be a 1.2. So that should be your trade then. If you are trading on higher time frames on the 1 hours, you can do this. This is also profitable. But then you have to decide what kind of trader you are. If you want to trade 1 minute, 5 minutes. So this is something you need to decide for yourself. But I can teach you this perfectly. This is also a very profitable strategy because this is how I actually add to my trades. So this is why I said once we were still in here in this upper movement at the beginning, and I said if we tap back into this 2 5-minute for value gaps and we have a continuation and we go above this high and we move further up, I would have added the full R here. Why? Because we came into stacked for value gaps and we had a bullish reaction off of this one. That means that we actually held these FEGs and then we continued the move where I actually wanted to see it move. But you can do this on a 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour. So anything is good, but it needs to fit your trading plan. So if you don't have a trading plan yet, I would highly suggest to make one. And if you do not, send me a message. I can help you with that too. Did you understand this, Sen?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, if
I
not,
think I like. Even though I've been trading since I don't know 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago,
mhm.
I still like very much to be in a transaction, and that's why sometimes I force trades. I don't know if it's called FOMO because when I enter a trade, I see a win, but it's not. So I don't really know, but usually, yeah, I come from a different strategy, which didn't work for me, which didn't wait to be a liquidity to be taken.
Mhm.
So now I'm trying to switch the way I am seeing things. So yeah, it helped what you said. So thank you.
Okay. What kind of strategy did you do before? Because I did not understand. I didn't hear that one part.
It was a range strategy.
A range strategy.
Yeah. It was a range strategy. It had also a part which included like session highs,
Mm-hmm.
but only session highs, but mostly maybe target the high of the day or the low of the day, and it worked best on range based trading. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So if it was a sideways market, you could not take the
yeah,
trades.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly,
But
exactly.
but but even
And that's why because we had a trending market, it didn't work very well.
okay. But
So
but but even but even then, if we have a trending market or a sideways market, uh, even then you could even take those trades, but then you have to keep it to your max losses or max not profits. So you have to implement in your strategy. Okay, I'm allowed. If the trade goes correctly, how much can I enter with this trade? How much hours am I willing to give a day to the market maximum and then stop it? Because you can enter 20, 25 trades, say on this range here. Once we were taking this orb up and it was doing this, somebody could give an account away from here because nothing in the whole this chart is making anything sense. Nothing. And
exactly.
yeah, so that then you have to make sure that you just say, okay, I can give 1 hour to the market. I keep it to 1 hour, and I say, okay, we enter the long here. If it comes under this one, it's okay. Then we get stopped. It moves. It stops you out. Okay, perfectly. It stopped you out, and then you did not trade anymore until you actually can do this. Then make a box around it. Oh, too many drawings. So I'll remove some drawings for a second. So make a box around this part from the highs to the lows and say to yourself, as long as it stays into this range, you cannot trade. If you see the market move from quarter to quarter constantly up and down, do not trade it and wait until you have a 15-minute breakout on one or the other side and then see what the market gives you. Nothing before, because this is where most of the people have it not easy to stop trading. A good thing about these accounts that we have now, you can set limits. So just do here and say, okay, I can give maximum daily loss. Okay, we can set this to 2R, say $400. Then liquidate and block yourself out for the rest of the day. Tomorrow, probably, or 99% the day after, we will not have a ranging market. We will have a movement, or we will not have a sideways market. We will have a continuation, left or right, and it's another day. Because if we have been moving sideways for a few hours, it's better to just take your hands off, do nothing, because this is the part where people actually um, need to overcome their own ability or actions that you're taking that are unnecessary. So if you're following a plan, that would be one of the plans that I can add to it and say, okay, we have one more hour max, not win for this day, and then that's it. Okay, go on to the next one. Tomorrow is a new trade day, and it's better to just leave it with that than to give four, five, six, seven, $800 back to the market, because this is the way that people actually not make profits because their losses are too big in comparisons with their wins. This has been something that I used to do also. So this is why I were able to now maintain small losses. So I actually, you can see 0 0.6, 0 0.5, 0 0.8, 0 0.2, 2, 0, 5, 6, so 1.1. So this is a bigger loss, but otherwise you can see all these losses are quite low in comparison to my gainings. So this is why I only entered like 0 0.6 now. If we had a nice continuation of this movement to the highs and higher, I would have entered the full R, because I'm then 100% sure that we have that continuation that I actually wanted to see already happen.
And you also trade one asset, right? My strategy was multi-asset. Like I think I followed 6 markets or something.
Ooh, that's a lot. No, I would recommend also to do one asset at the beginning. You can make more than enough on one asset, and the reason why is because every asset moves a little bit different. So Nasdaq is very easy to read. It's the same like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also a very easy market to read. But in comparison then to Ethereum, say that you would want to trade Ethereum and Bitcoin, say Ethereum has a way different movement. So sometimes it sweeps lower, sometimes it sweeps a bit higher. And Bitcoin was very strategical, and you can actually find fair value gaps. It tapped and it moved continuously to the same direction. Ethereum did the opposite. So it took the fair value gap, it swept the lows, and then it moved up to the highs. So it did something different. So your brain gets tricked in from um, all the markets together. So I would suggest to do one market, take it slow, and don't put the pressure on it when you want to get profitable. Just say in 100 trades, I want to be profitable and want to have at least 1 or 2 funded accounts. So that you don't have a time limit from 30 days or 60 days or even more than that. The main reason is that you can do this for life and that you can make money out of it for a longer period of time. So we don't need to rush and into anything. We are able to make, if you're able to make money now, say in the next 60 days or 12 weeks, I think you would be grown a lot in the last instead of the last 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's all possible. It just needs to indeed the things that you are now doing incorrect. We need to eliminate those and re-implement the good ones. And it's sometimes easier for somebody that is new to trading because they don't have to take out the previous not good actions that we are used to be doing. It's a bit less easy, but it's doable. But you're the one that needs to do it. So we can be accountable. I can teach you anything, but you're still the one behind the screen, and you're still the one that needs to control yourself for keeping to a plan. So if you have the plan and it's beside you, and you did something out of the plan, and you see yourself do it, get immediately out of that trade. It will prevent you from a win or a loss. It doesn't matter. If it's a win, it's good that you stopped yourself out too. If it's a loss, it's good you stop yourself out too. The reason why is because if you didn't keep yourself to your own strategy plan, uh, you actually already made a loss for me, because this is how we don't get profitable, by just following uncertain trades, by just over trading, by just trading like you want to. This is how we don't get profitable, and this is why actually 90% of the people are not profitable, because they are unable to make a plan and keep following that plan for just 100 trades. It's easy, but it's also easy not to do. And don't think you're the only one. A lot of people here actually feel the same way. I'm about 100% sure. Yeah, exactly. This is or break, I believe. I said I would not trade again, so I won't. If you want to take it, we still have 3 minutes until it breaks. No, thank you, Coco. So no, I will not take another trade. That would be out of my plan rule. I said a quarter to 10, I would not take one, so I won't. I stayed already 12 minutes longer online than I should actually be doing. So I have to be able to. Yeah. So if you don't want to trade anymore, just say here. the next 15 minutes, lock yourself out, say, yes, lock me out, and you cannot. If you are not able to do it by yourself yet, you can do 30 minutes after a trade. It actually helps you in the beginning to overcome those actions that you're not supposed to be taking. If you did not take a trade until the previous one, we're perfectly fine to take one now, but I won't because it actually goes out of my trading plan, so I can't. If I do this, I break one of my own rules. And what kind of a trader or what kind of teacher are you if you break your own rules and you have to tell somebody else you cannot break your rules? That would be talking against myself. So I just can't right now. I need to wait until the afternoon session. Even if it sweeps now Asia high and it comes back down, it's okay. But like I said, I actually wanted to see it go higher. So what did we do? The first hour we actually came back off that for value gap, and now it looks like the next hour we actually want to go higher. So I was a good read on the market. I'm happy to see it happen. So in this 4 hour, we just closed this 4 hour, and now we just want to continue higher. So you can actually see that I can read markets, but sometimes the timing is a little bit off. Yeah, I cannot predict what time it goes up or down. This is something it's out of my hands. We just can follow the market and do it does what it does. That's all. So I said I will not take another one, and I won't. If you do want to take this, you can. Then you would definitely say, I would enter here. I would put my stop very close to it. I don't see any fair value gaps inside, so I would set it halfway. If you do want to enter this one, so you could say, okay, enter halfway stop. First target is of course the highs, but that's now only a 1 hour. And then see how far you get. Once you get to that high and you see an immediately fast reaction off of it, I would definitely put my stop to entry then. But again, if you want to know how high you can go, same strategy. Take your Fibonacci's, set it to a 2. That's 2.8 trade. That's a very nice trade. And then trail stop further up. Okay, that will be it for me for the stream today, people. So I hope you enjoyed it. See you all back tomorrow, of course. I will log the trade that you made, and you will hear from my course that I'm making for all of you. So hope you will enjoy it too. See you all back tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great one, and ciao.